Hi everyone, this is Tejas here from Aussies Group in Adelaide. I'm one of the registered migration agents with Aussies Group. So we'll be doing a live session today on trade qualifications, their PR options, what are the options currently available for state migration, as well as job prospect and a bit of information about Job Ready program. So just wait for the audience to be built up, then we can start. Welcome everyone. I'm Tejas here from Aussies Group. I'm registered migration agent. So I'll be doing a bit of live session on different trade qualifications. So I will be explaining you a bit more. I'm just waiting for more audience to join so we can start. So I'm waiting for audience to be built up. Welcome everyone. So whoever is joining, welcome. So people who are just joining up, so what we're basically doing today is we will be discussing different options after trade qualification and how you're going to get the skill assessment, or what's the PR pathway for you either in the state nomination or skill independent or employer sponsored. So we'll be doing that discussion very shortly. I'm just waiting for some more audience to be built up. Yeah. So people who are watching right now, you can just comment, or you can share, or you can just like it so that your friends can see as well. So it will reach more audience and hopefully people who might be interested or someone who is affected with these qualifications or who are currently studying with this or any of these qualifications can be benefited as well for their visa prospects, visa pathways and stuff. So today we will be just discussing about trade qualifications, trade occupations. Just guys, I request everyone to like, share or comment so that will reach more audience within your friend networks as well, and they can see what we are discussing today, and maybe they can get a bit of information for themselves as well. All right, let's get things started. We have enough people watching us, so I don't want to leave you guys hold up too much. So basically what we'll be discussing different options in regards to trade qualifications. So when we talk about trade qualification, everyone comes into the mind that what are the qualifications which is covering under the TRA or any of the trade qualifications or trade recognizing authorities such as TRA or VET-SS. So basically if you look at the current MLTSSL, which is the medium long-term strategic skills sorted list. There are currently 24 occupations available, which is considered to be a trade qualifications. So basically it's one of the largest occupation group on your current MLTSSL, which can be used to apply for your skill independent visa, which is 189. So as I said, there are 24 occupations available as a trade qualifications or trade occupations in current MLTSSL. And if you add also up together, there are currently more than 63,000 spaces in current migration program, which means in 2017 and 18 migration program, there will be nearly 63,000 space available for these 24 occupations, which is considered to be a trade qualifications. So you have plenty of options to apply for your permanent residency. A lot of people are studying, a lot of people want to study, but they don't have enough information on future pathways and how they can get that permanent residency through the trade qualification. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So basically, as I said, 24 occupations available right now, 63,000 spaces altogether in these 24 occupations. And if you check the numbers, highest is electricians, 9,354 occupation ceiling for this occupation itself. So 9,300, and if you check last year's statistics, hardly 10% was filled, not even 10% I would say. So there's a wide range, or there's a huge space in between for you to apply for your trade qualification assessment and apply for your permanent residency through this trade qualification pathway. Some of the most popular trade courses or trade occupations among the international students are obviously motor mechanic, chef, painting trade, plasterer, and those kind of things. So those trades are pretty popular in international students, but there are a lot of other trades you can look into as well, such as boat building. No one has really thought about getting into boat building. But only there is a TAFE called TAFE Queensland. They're providing these 2 years of qualification, and which is quite cheap compared to any other program. It's only $18,000. As a boat builder, your occupation is under MLTSSL as well. You can consider applying for your pro-study work visa 485 or 18 months. You can do a job-ready program. You can apply for your permanent residency as a boat builder because it's part of the MLCSSL. So you can apply for either 189, you can go for the state nomination if it's available, or you can apply for employer sponsorship as well. Now people think, what are the future after doing this kind of course? So when we talk about just particular boat building, the Australian government is installing a massive manufacturing industry or base here in South Australia or in Western Australia as well. They will be building submarines and a lot of defense ships. So they will be required a lot of welders. They will be required a lot of design engineers. They will be required a lot of people who knows the skill about boat building as well, or designing engineering, or welding as well. So those are the government opportunities you might be able to get after studying the trade qualification. So when we talk about this, all these trade qualification as well, apparently there are at least each and every 24 occupations I'm talking, at least 3 to 4 different states are sponsoring these occupations. So you have not only 189 option, which is a skill independent visa, you also have 489 as well as 190 option, which is state nominated or regional sponsorship. So most of these occupations are being sponsored by either NSW, Queensland, Victoria or South Australia. So you have 4 states easily available for the pathway. If you have got the full skill assessment, you meet the state nomination requirement, so you can apply for that state nomination. And average salary for each and every trade is more than $60,000, so that's pretty good paid occupation as well. So you can easily get the state nomination, you can get a good job as long as you study in the trade qualification as well. And currently more than 1 million people are employed in the trade qualifications, trade occupations, different job. And if you check online, it's all the thousands and the thousands jobs available in these popular trades, and that's why they have put it as a skilled shortage occupations in current MLTSSL. People who are studying right now, so when we talk about all these trade qualifications, how you can reach that 189 or 190 or 489 pathway. So when we talk about any of the skill migration program, you still need to meet the first requirement, which is a skill assessment. So after studying your 2 years of Australian qualification, you still need to do the skill assessment through TRA, and then only you can apply for this any of these visas. So most of the students, international students, have the questions about skill migration or the job ready program or skill assessment. Because when we talk about overseas experience, they need 3 years of overseas experience. Sorry, I'm a bit sweating because it's a small room. So when we talk about overseas experience, they need 3 years of overseas experience full-time, especially in last 2 years. It has to be a full-time 12 months experience. Or you need to do a job ready program. So let's talk about job ready program after the students have studied here. So you need to finish SAT 3 and SAT 4 to enroll into job ready program. You need to have 360 hours of experience. This experience can be done while you're studying. So when you're doing SAT 3, SAT 4, you can get experience and you can use this experience 360 hours to enroll into the job ready program. In current situation, TRA guideline says only paid employment is valid or the vocational placement. So if you have a job, let's say if you're working as a chef or if you're working as a cook or motor mechanic, you can apply for job ready program with that experience, or you must get the vocational placement done through your college. Your course must have got the components, which is 100 hours or 200 hours. Altogether, you must meet 360 hours of vocational placement to be considered for job ready program. Once they assess your provisional skill assessment, then you can apply for the job ready program later on. So first step is a provisional skill assessment. So after getting 360 hours experience, you will be applying for your provisional skill assessment with TRA. Once they give you the provisional skill assessment, you can apply for your 485 visa. Once you have 485 visa of 18 months, or while you're holding the breaching visa of 485, you can basically enroll into job ready program through TRA. It's an online application. You'll be required to collect all the documents, apply for it, the visa fees, The application fees for job ready program is around $500. Once they approve your application, you will be enrolled through their system. You will be starting the job ready program with an approved employer. So basically, a lot of people ask, let's say my current employer doesn't have full-time requirement right now. Can I do job ready program with multiple employer? Yes, you can. So basically, you can do a job ready program with up to 5 different employers. So you must work full-time, 38 hours a week, but you can add up the employment with multiple employers as well. So basically, let's say you have 20 hours employment with current employer, and you can add up another employer who can provide you at least 18 hours employment. And you can enroll these 2 employers with your job ready program, and you can still continue your job ready program for next 1 year. This job ready program contains 1700 hours, 17 plus 100 hours. So you must meet that 12 months experience requirement, and then only you will be given a full skill assessment by TRA. It's a stepwise process. Once you enroll, after 6 months, they will do the assessment, and once the assessment goes through positive, then after 6 months, they will do a final test, and after final test, you will be given the results in 30 days, and then you can apply for your skill migration program once you have the full skill assessment by TRA. When we talk about the costing for this whole program is, so basically you start with the provisional skill assessment, $300 for your provisional skill assessment fees. Then you have $500 for your job ready program enrollment, and when they are ready to do the job ready program assessment, they will charge you $2,000, and after the assessment they will do this final issuance of the certificate or the assessment. It will be $150. So altogether you're looking at around $2,950 or $3,000 for your provisional skill for your skill assessment from TRA, which includes your job ready program, provisional skill assessment, and full skill assessment fees as well. So and the whole process can take up to at least 12 months plus. So 12 months of your employment plus your processing time of 30 days by TRA to give you the full skill assessment as well. That's for the job ready program for the students who are here onshore. There are a lot of people on 457 visa as well. Let's say as a cook, motor mechanic, quite a few other occupations in trade. Can they do a job ready program as well? Yes, they can, and they can also get some of the credits while they're also working in the same occupation. So TRA can grant you at least 3 months of credit in terms of your time duration. So that means you only have to do 9 months of job ready program before they can give you the full skill assessment. So you can consider that as well if you are currently employed on 457 visa and you think your employer may not give you the nomination for ENS, or you think your ENS nomination may not go through because company is not financially strong anymore, or there are different circumstances applying to your company or to your nomination as well. So you can look into applying your job ready program on 457 visa as well, and that can be done while you hold the 457 visa. Then also, once you have 457 job ready done, your full skill assessment done, you can look into applying for any of the GSM visa, which is 189, 190, or 489. What is 189? But that's 189 is a skill independent visa. So there are minimum requirements. When we talk about the DIBP requirement, they just need to have 60 points. That includes your qualification, your employment, your IELTS, your age, your overseas experience, your partner points, or anything like that. So altogether, you must meet 60 points requirement for your 190 application. When we talk about IELTS as well, you just need to have 6 each, at least 6 bands in each module of the IELTS. Then you can apply for your 189 visa with 60 points. All these occupation are in the MLC SSL, so you can directly go for 189. A lot of people, they don't meet the 60 points requirement because they don't have enough English score, let's say 7, or they're still too young. They're not 25, between 25 to 33. So what to be done for those people? So for those students or those applicants, they can look into applying for 190 or 489, which is state nomination, or regional sponsored visas. For 190, you need to have 55 points, or 489, you need to have 50 points. As I said, there are nearly all these 4 states, NSW, Queensland, Victoria, and South Australia. They are majorly sponsoring all this trade under 190 as well as 489. So you can definitely look into applying for this state nomination. The good thing is, if you're working in your occupation, you have done your job ready program, you might be working on 457 in that state. There is a high chance they will give you the invitation straight away without, even if you don't meet every requirement. So giving example is there are certain states which requires you have 3 years or 5 years experience as a chef or as a cook. But if you might be working in the same state on 457 visas, there's a chance they might give you the invitation as long as you meet the other requirements, which is also skill assessment and English. So you can look into that option as well, switching from 457 visas or any employer-sponsored visas to skilled migration visas. The skilled migration visas has a good point that you're not bound to work with the same employer. You can work at the multiple employers as well. So that can be a good option for you to look into that as well. When we talk about the state migration program as well, every state has their own program. But as I said, all of these 4 states have their aggressive migration plan in terms of the trade qualification and other highly professionals such as IT and business and healthcare professionals as well. So you can definitely look into applying for state migration as long as you have 50 points or 55 points with full skill assessment. People who have just joined up, what I was discussing is about trade qualifications. So there are currently 24 trade qualifications available or trade occupations available under the current MLTSSL. Altogether, 63,000 spaces for this trade occupations. So if you look at the annual migration program for Australia, it's around 160 to 180. And out of that 63,000, that's massive space. It's only allocated to all these trade qualifications, trade occupations. The highest being electrician, 9,300, and lowest being there's quite a few, which is a minimum 1,000 space for each occupations. But the good thing is there are not many actually students considered to study these kind of programs because of the visa issues, because of not having a clear information in the market, or might have not got enough pathways for them as well. But if you are currently working in this kind of field, let's say the hospitality, automotive, building and constructions, boat building, or any welding and all those kind of things, if you're currently even doing part-time job, casual jobs, you can look into applying for study this Cert 3, Cert 4 and diploma of 2 years, meet the Australian study requirements, apply for your 485 through the post-study, the provisional skill assessment pathway of TRA, enroll into the job ready program, which is for 1 year. And once you get the full skill assessment, you get you can apply for your state nomination as well. So there are 2 things you must look after in this pathway. The number 1 thing is having the right qualification with the right employer in terms of your job ready program, and number 2 thing is English. So a lot of people wants to get away with the lower English requirements and stuff. But the thing is, if you have higher English, it will give you a more priority compared to any other applicant in the EOI system. So that means if you have done any of these qualifications in trade and you have 7 each in IELTS, you'll get more points. Obviously, you'll get a more priority compared to anyone who is waiting in that EOI system. So even people who are having a good English might have done bachelor or masters in different fields, but currently having a job and have an interest in this kind of trade, then they can definitely consider to study these kind of qualifications. Since it's a graduation period, a lot of people might be graduated recently and applying for 485 visas. So that's also a good option and a suggestion from my end as well, that you can consider to study any of this Cert 3, Cert 4 and enroll into job ready program as long as you have that 2 years plus visa left. So that means if you have recently applied for your 485, you can start studying these qualifications. You might be able to finish it before your 24 months of 485 is expired. You might be able to do the graduation of the job ready program, or you can use your overseas experience to get the skill assessment done through OSAP, which is Overseas Skill Assessment Program from TRA, and you can get the full skill assessment. You can apply for this state nomination or 189 independently, and that can be your second option compared to what you have studied first as well. So you can have multiple options to make sure you have enough pathways for yourself to get the permanent residency if you are planning to settle down in this country. So for those students who are currently on 485 or planning to apply for 485, they can look into this option seriously as well. And that can work out well if you have studied something which is not leading to any migration pathways for you, such as Bachelor of Business, Master MBA, or some of the health programs or something like that. So you can definitely look into these programs, studying trade qualifications. And the very good thing is it's highly paid qualifications as well. So basically, if you check the ABS statistics, average salary for each and every trade person is around 60,000. If you are even if you have entered into the industry, so that's pretty good salary compared to any other primary or initial beginner professionals in any other industry as well. There are currently more than 1 million people employed into different trades throughout Australia. So it's one of the largest employer, one of the largest industry as well, where people are getting the jobs. It's and as I said, 4 different states are currently sponsoring these different qualifications as well. So that can be a very good option for you. People who have just joined up, what we're discussing is a different trade qualification which can lead you towards a permanent residency. So what we are discussing is more about studying 2 years of trade qualification, doing Cert 3, Cert 4, and diploma if you are not having 2 years of Australian qualification. You can do that. You can, as long as you have 360 hours of paid employment or vocational placement, you can enroll into the Job Ready program by having a provisional skill assessment from TRA. And once you have that, you can apply for your full skill assessment, and you can eventually apply for your 189, 190, or 489. So that can be an easier option compared to any other studies. We do get a lot of students asking what are the pathways after having a Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Leadership and Management, or Bachelor of Diploma of Business, Diploma of Business Management, Leadership Management, those kind of things. So basically, for those students who are just doing normal diplomas, we recommend you to study actually this kind of trade qualification, which can be more beneficial for your future compared to just doing a Diploma of Business or a Diploma of Management or Leadership and Management, since this qualification will not be useful after the changes which might come into effect from next year March. So if you're planning to apply for 457 or RSMS 187 visas after next year, you will not be able to use these qualifications that easily because of the implementation of the new experience requirements. So from next year March, if you're planning to apply for 457, you'll require to have 2 years of experience. If you're planning to apply for 187, you need basically 3 years experience. So that means it will not be easier for you to apply for employer-sponsored visas. So that creates a whole opportunity for you to work around with the Job Ready program and with the provisional skill assessment leading to Job Ready and full skill assessment to apply for the state migration pathways or independent pathways if you have 60 points. So that can be a very good option for people who are currently doing diplomas, who are on 572 visas or who are on 500 visas with vocational level qualifications or vocational level, AQF level. So those students should consider studying this. As long as you are interested, you might be working in the same field as well. And as I said, definitely there are a lot of job opportunities out there in the market as well. So that's pretty much it for my side. I'll see if I have anyone asking for questions. I can't see any comments on my thread, so I guess not many questions around for today's Facebook Live. But if you have any questions, feel free to pop it up here on our comment box, and one of our migration team member or myself, I'll answer you very shortly. And I really appreciate everyone who has been watching or who are currently watching. Hopefully this video was a bit of helpful for yourself. And if you have any concerns or questions, feel free to get in touch with us over Facebook or visit our nearest office. We have offices in Melbourne, CBD, Clayton, Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney and Perth. So you can reach to any of these offices and one of our staff members can assist you with your inquiry regarding migration, education, professional year program or PTE coaching. And thank you very much. Have a good day and have a great weekend, guys. Thank you.